If your opponent is beating you with a slice serve, he's probably on the tour or he's a very good player. There's not too many players that own this serve. But if your opponent is beating you with a slice, there are a number of factors to consider. Number one, you've got to position yourself correctly. You may be standing too far to your left, trying to protect a weak backhand. Now, if you're standing here and your opponent can hit the slice out there to the yellow dot, they're going to pull you out too wide. You're not going to be able to cover that. Remember, you've got to straddle the single sideline. That's going to put you in the optimum position to get to that wide slice serve. And remember, work on your backhand.
Here the returner is standing too far left, maybe trying to protect a weak backhand. But against a right-hander who can hit the wide slice, he's in trouble. Now, the returner's positioned for a right-hander who can hit the wide slice.
When you're pulled out wide on a slice, hit the ball cross court. Again, you've got the low part of the net and more footage to hit into. The other thing is when you're pulled out wide and you hit down the line, you've got a higher net there, shorter court to hit into. And also when you're pulled out wide, you have to hit the ball slightly in this direction or in towards the court, and you're hitting towards your opponent. Geometrically speaking too, when you're pulled out here and you go down the line, you're doing exactly what your opponent wants, because now you're giving him a cross-court shot and he can run you a long distance when you're pulled out here. He can run you now all the way across the court. When he rips his cross-court shot and he can hit this red dot here, you're going to have to go from out wide to way over here to cover that. So that's another reason why you don't want to go down the line when you're pulled out wide. Go cross-court on the slice.
Here the returner gives in to the temptation to hit down the line. When you do this, you're hitting towards the server and giving him the angle to the open court. Now the returner goes cross-court against a slice serve. By hitting cross-court, you have the advantage of a lower net, more court to hit into, and tactically, it's a better option.
You've got to get a quick first step on the diagonal, and you've got to learn to pick up cues. By that I mean most players will have a slightly different toss. For a right-hander, for instance, they'll toss the ball a little more out to the right. For a left-hander, they'll go a little more out to the left. So you've got to pick up those little differences, those little nuances in their serve and in their toss. That way it'll enable you to get a quick first jump. So when you're here and you see that toss out to the right, take that first step right away. Then you'll be in position to reach that slice. So remember, pick up the cues and make your move even before your opponent hits the ball.
Here the returner picks up the cues. He sees the toss out to the right and makes his move before the server contacts the ball.